Toolsmith, sir? Something seems suspicious about this toolsmith. Hello there and welcome back to the Roadcraft server. Today I finally get to show you what I've been wanting to do all season long and why I needed so many flowers. Also, we're going to revisit the prank war with our friend Mole Man that was started many months ago. But as always, why ramble on about it when I can just show you? Engage the time machine! Today I walked into our base and found this. For those who don't remember, we were pranked twice in the past. Once with the birchening, and then again with Insane and Stormy's bedrooms filled with netherrack. Uh-oh. Looks like we've been pranked again, my friends. Looks like we've been pranked. These pranks, it turns out, were the work of one Monsieur Mole Man. This sign was the first of many new pranks to our base. What soon followed were noisemakers in the walls, noisemakers in the floor, a rebirchening of the left pyramid. Moria was vandalized. And then chickens began to appear all around, in and above the base. But worst of all, puns, my friends. Puns. A mild response was launched and subsequently mocked as unimpressive. So Stormy, Insane, and I began planning new responses to the pranks. You be the judge if the reaction was appropriate or not. For my part, I like to go with something simple and annoying. This time, I decided to go with filling his entire base with glass panes. Glass. One of the more annoying blocks to have to remove no matter what tool you have. Insane, on the other hand, decided to paint his house pink. Who knew pink and dark oak went so well together? I think the water on top is Mole Man's attempt to remove the carpeting, but I'm just guessing here. Stormy, though, and I really wish I had better footage of this, decided to build a mountain over his entire base. This thing in front of me, this thing right here, that's his base. Oh, I feel a little bad for him now. I'm sorry, Skelly, but this was just too good. Oh, look, the mansion still has the pink paint on it. Oh, Lord. So, anyways, a truce was called, and this, award appeared at our base. Stormy built a structure around it. It was just the end crystal. But I like what Stormy did here. It should be noted that we did help him clean up his base. Sorry, Mole Man, but, you know, you did prank us like 8 times in a row or something. But anyways, it's all in good fun, right? I've been hinting about a big project for several episodes now, but I never quite said what the project was. For years I thought it would be kind of cool to do some kind of flower art in Minecraft. I mean, there are lots of colors, a lot of flowers, so there should be some way to make use of all that and do something cool with it. Then I ran into an issue that Minecraft, in its infinite wisdom, decided to not show the actual colors of the flowers on a map. They're just the same color as grass. For a while that kind of threw a monkey wrench in the plans because, at the end of the day, I thought it would be cool to put a map on the wall and see what I had done. So it sat and it sat and it sat, And I thought, and I thought, and I thought, and one day, I noticed an option on Xaero's map mod to show accurate block colors, and that this showed different colors for the flowers. It still wasn't what I hoped for, as the two tall flowers were all the color of grass, and the tulips were some kind of off-white, but I spoke to the creator of the mod, Mr. Xaero, and there's a reason for that. Something to do with the color being an approximation of all the pixels in the texture, so if it sees a lot of green, you get green. I'm sure it's much more complicated than that, but this at least gave me some new hope of doing something with flowers that I could show on a map. So now that I knew I was limited to these colors, it was time to find the art, something I could try and make in Minecraft. After a lot of searching, I found this online. I wish I knew who the original artist was, but sadly I can't even find the original image online anymore. The picture was modified to try and simplify it a little so I could make use of the color palette that was available to me. So, now that I had a goal in mind, it was time to start work on the project. First off, I need to find a location. I think that I should put it in a snowy biome because, you know, snow is the first thing everyone thinks of when they think flower garden. My thinking is the snow would make the garden really stand out and also give me a bright white color I can put to use in the garden. I did some looking around and I think this area on the map looks promising. Let's check it out, shall we? Well, it's definitely big enough. I'll have to fill in the ravines, but I think this will work. Something else I'm thinking with this is to work with the landscape instead of against it. So often when you see someone doing a build, the first thing they do is find the quote-unquote perfect area, and then flatten the heck out of it. There's definitely going to be some tweaking, but for the most part, I'm going to try and work with the hills to add layers of depth to the garden. Sorry, Miss Polar Bear, but you and your son will have to relocate. So we trim a little here, add a little here, sleep a little here. Then we do it all again. Trim a little here, add a little here, sleep a little here. Then we plant a little here, 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 plant a little here. Sorry about that. I think I let all the planting get to me. The doctors say I'm fine now, so let's go visit the garden and see where we're at. Goodbye, therapy doggies. I have to go now. The garden's not even complete, but judging by the sounds, it's already popular with the locals. It's starting to take shape, but there are still some gaps, and I haven't quite figured out how to do the tree yet. Seems like an important part of the build, you know, when you're building a tree, but hey, I'm sure it'll all just sort itself out. Right? So I've been working on the tree for a long time now, and I think I finally sorted it out. I wanted to somehow give the impression of light coming from behind the tree and use darker and lighter wood blocks to show shadows and little details in the tree itself. I moved the map down to the bottom to make it easier to see what's on the ground and how it looks in the final product. The oxeye daisies act as the sun behind the tree, and then I used the slope of the hill and lighter to darker woods to show the lighting effect on the tree itself. The spruce trapdoors are darker than slabs, but lighter than dark oak. Basically, all the blocks in the tree are chosen to help build that overall light to dark effect I wanted. I think it really works well here. There was a lot I wanted to do with this build. Ultimately, I wanted something that came out looking like art on the map mod, but I also wanted someone to be able to walk through the garden and get a whole different experience from it than what appears on the map. And just so it's said, all of it, was done in survival mode. Built the farms to have the flowers, placed the blocks, broke them, replaced them, broke them again, until everything just seemed to work well together, to gel. And I'm so glad I stuck with the natural terrain look here. The garden having hills and valleys like this adds so much to the overall effect. The blues and the light blues are the rays of the sun shooting up into the sky, and down there at the bottom, you can see the reds and the purples that make up the hills and mountains behind the tree. The red, yellow, and orange tulips give the leaves of the tree a nice fall foliage look when you're visiting the garden in person. But when you look at the map mod, all the leaves are green, like it's spring. It makes for a nice contrast. And just to show it, this is what a Minecraft map shows. Look at all the colors around me, and then look at that big blob of green on the map. Come on, Mojang. You're better than this. You've seen the garden from the ground view. Now let's take a look at it from the sky. I love all the hills and valleys and how the lines just curve all over the place. Just looks cool. Earlier we looked at the garden on a Minecraft map. Now let's take a look at it in a Xaero's World map mod. I did a side-by-side comparison here to show what it looks like at night and in the day. You know, this really turned out better than I had hoped. This garden idea has been in my head for so long. It's kind of bittersweet to have finally finished it. And just as a reminder, this is what the original looked like. Not too bad if I do say so myself. Took a little bit of artistic license with it, but, you know, I'm really happy with the results. Let me know what you think in the comments below. So there you have it, my friends. The prank war hostilities have ceased, and I finally got to build the flower garden. I hope you enjoyed yourself. As always, if you're not subscribed, would love to have you. If you liked the video and your hands aren't currently handcuffed to the headboard, then give it a like. But, as always, please comment and let me know what you think. It really is the only way I know anyone is out there watching. Anyway, have fun. See ya!